Hi, I'm Timmy Hamilton, and I'm going to show you how to make a very simple breakfast dish, which is going to be cherry oatmeal, gluten-free. There's a lot of difficult options, is the way I describe it, in getting a nice breakfast that's gluten-free. But this is one of the options if you want some whole grain that you can make. So I'm going to make cherry oatmeal gluten-free. The ingredients here are cherries, which I'm going to dice up into little tiny segments. I have cherry preserves, gluten-free rolled oats. These are from Trader Joe's. A little bit of cinnamon and a little bit of sugar. An additional fruit that you can add are blackberries. Also, blueberries are another fruit that can be added in. One thing you want to make sure when you make gluten-free oats is to make sure that your oatmeal is gluten-free. Some oatmeal is milled at the same mill where they will mill flour, so there will be residuals of gluten in the oatmeal. So you have to have an oatmeal that is milled specifically in a gluten-free mill press. And Trader Joe's does that. Bob's Red Mill also does that. So that's one of the keys that you have to make sure you have. So what I've done here is I've diced up the cherries. I'm going to put the cherries in this bowl, and I'm going to add some. You can add water. I'm going to add some rice milk, and then I'm going to heat the cherries up. Add some sugar and some cinnamon. Then a little bit of these cherry preserves. And then we're going to get that hot, add our oatmeal in, heat it up a second time. I'm going to use the microwave because I'm lazy, and then we'll have it. Okay, here is my rice milk, which I'm going to pour in there. I would guesstimate that at being about 2/3 of a cup. I'm going to make 2 servings of the oatmeal, so for myself and another person, or for myself for 2 mornings, so that when I'm on the go I can just have it there and get ready to nuke it. So I've got my rice milk there. I'm going to add in my cherry pieces. Just a little sprinkle. Here we go, a little sprinkle of cinnamon. For a little bit of sweetness, I'm putting in about 2 tablespoons of just white sugar. And from the cherry preserves, and this is actually something called Cherry Butler, which is from a place called the Pepper Palace. Has excellent cherry flavor, and it dissolves very nicely, so I like that. You can use preserves, you could use jelly if you want to do anything like that would work. So I'm going to be putting in about 3 heaping tablespoons. More likely that's probably going to be, I would guesstimate, maybe 1/3 of a cup of cherry preserves, a little bit more than 1/4 cup. So we're going to take this, stir it around. These preserves will actually, or the jam is really kind of what it is, will actually liquefy once we put it in the microwave. So the next step is to put it in there, and about 2 minutes and 30 seconds this will heat up, and when I pull it out we'll see it's a lot more liquefied, and we can mix it in. Okay, the timer's just gone off, so I'm going to pull this out. That's pretty hot, so you better make sure you have a pot holder. So you can see this is a lot more fluid. The preserves have dissolved with the hot rice milk. And the reason why I use the rice milk in this particular bowl, this particular recipe, is I'm making this for someone who has an allergy to dairy, has an allergy to gluten, has an allergy to eggs. So if you can't have eggs or milk or gluten, a breakfast is kind of tough to put together. So that's why I'm doing that. This would qualify if you were on a paleo diet, or if you're on a gluten-free or strict egg-free, dairy-free. This is perfect for it. Okay, now that I have that texture, I'm going to add in my oats. In adding in the oats, I'm going to use a little 1/4 cup for measuring. I'm going to estimate probably about a cup here, which would be 4 of these, and then I'm going to stir it around. If I wanted to, I could just leave this sit the way it is with the hot liquid in the oats. I could just leave this for probably about 3 minutes, and the oats would absorb a lot of the liquid and expand. I wouldn't need to cook it anymore. And if you like sort of a raw oatmeal kind of flavor, like a granola topping kind of taste, that works very well. I like it a little bit cooked, so what I'm going to do is actually put it in the microwave and heat it a second time. One minute to cook this time also. You could also put some plastic over the top of that if you wanted to keep the moisture in. So just your preference, whether you like a more soupy oatmeal or whether you like a more firm oatmeal. There we go. That's it. Ready to go. If you want, you can cut up some additional fresh cherries and put that over the top. Let me see how we taste. Very cherry. Very cherry. Might be a little sweet for my taste. I like a more fruit flavor. And just, you can cut the sugar. You can cut the sugar out entirely or reduce the sugar down. But there you go. Cherry oatmeal. A delicious lactose-free, egg-free, gluten-free breakfast. I'm Timmy Hamilton, and enjoy. Make sure you get a good breakfast.